Hi, I'm Rob and welcome to another TW White & Sons video review. Today is our demonstrator Mazda MX-30 EV. So we have here one of our electric cars from Mazda. This one being a jet black Makoto specification. Owned by TW Whites, being run as a demonstration car. So you guys can come along and test drive these, decide if you'd want a new one or a nearly new one, or indeed our demonstrator when it's ready for sale. So looking good in jet black. One of the Makoto features is this gunmetal grey 18-inch alloy, running on a Bridgestone Eco tyre. You've got privacy glass running around the back. You've got the Mazda script looking awesome in silver there. Obviously the rear glass privacy too. The back you've got parking sensors, and there is a camera on the Makoto, a surround camera. So that gives you forward, rear and side vision, almost as if there was a camera above the car. Coming round, the port for the charging of the car is just into the offside wing, and we have two chargers there. Currently at TW Whites we run 7.2 kilowatt charge point here, and again when you're charging these up from 20 to 80% using the right rapid charger, you can top the car back up in as little as an hour and 45 minutes. Conventional charger, so the 3-pin plug that we offer, again if you haven't got a home charge point, it will take up to 7 hours. If you have a 7.2 kilowatt as we have, again from empty to full, taking around about 4.5 hours. So we have keyless entry, so with the keys in your pocket, bag, coat, then of course you can get in and out without having to touch the key itself. Coming around the front of the car, again Mazda's sort of hawk looking front end design, a slimmer grille on the EV. There's no need for cooling air to cool an engine, but there will be battery cooling functions and motor pack cooling. Now with the car, it has a unique door system, last seen on Mazda RX-8 sports car, the car that ran from 2003 all the way through to 2011 I believe, and of course the door system was mimicking this. Called freestyle, some people call it suicide doors, slightly dark, so we won't go down that route. In the back, 5 seats, so in the back 3 seats, the 5-seat car of course. There is a pull-out armrest for comfort, and there are Isofix for children's safety seats to be mounted correctly. The other thing you'll note is the front doors open to 90 degrees, again highly unusual. And then with the other door opening nearly 90 degrees, the accessibility is very, very good. Now imagine if you're a mum, dad with a child, that space and the ability to get into there is super, super easy. So a really, really friendly family car in that sense. We'll go to the boot. Closing the door, back door first, followed by the front door. There's a touchpad at the very bottom of the tailgate, and that will lift, exposing the boot and a couple of charge cables. So in the bag itself is the 3-pin plug, and the other one is your more conventional charger, which can be used at 7.2 kilowatt normal chargers, the rapid charge systems. You have a 60/40 split fold on the seats as well, and a fully removable parcel shelf. So lots of room. Again, unlike most cars, there is no spare wheel as standard, and I think you possibly would struggle to fit a space saver in there, but you do get a foam kit, and of course Mazda provides 3 years of roadside assistance to rescue you should you need rescuing. And that's including Europe. So coming round to the front of the car, find my finger. So being Makoto spec, you have a Bose audio system, really punchy. It's 10 speakers, powerful mirrors and windows. The rears don't open at all, but of course you've got air conditioning, climate control in fact, which will keep you cool in the car. The car has electric driver's seat, and again there are memory functions below for 2 different drivers. So let's hop in and power the car up. Sorry, my finger again. So foot on brake, that empowers up this powered start button, which is in green, and of course press it once, turns the car on, and then you can see the dash come to life. So the dash is partial digital, partial analog. In essence, the middle section is digital. This can be configured to show different information. So this has been driving info, how much energy you're using. This is the returning at the very few miles it has at the moment, 56, 2.8 miles per kilowatt hour. So the car has a 32 kilowatt hour battery. Okay, the right and the left side, so left is for the charge of the car. As you're driving, you'll be in the power band, and as you're braking, it will dip into charge, as will the deacceleration of the car, of which there are two paddles, left and right, to increase and decrease the regenerative braking effect. This is an ability to recapture energy simply by slowing down, and it takes the turning motion of the wheel hub, so energy back into the battery itself, as does hitting the brakes, and the kinetic energy there is captured and stored, and again fed back into the battery. No different really to Formula 1 style, where they capture energy and feed it back into the car. The car itself has lots of auto functions, so we have auto lights, automatic wipers. Coming across, multi-function wheel, again a nice thin leather rimmed spoked wheel here with 3 spokes. On this side you've got things like your media controls with Bluetooth prep, and on the left side it's more active safety systems, so the car's an adaptive cruise control function. Again, just by selecting the right particular mode there, you can then in advance set a different time gap depending on how close you'd like to be in front of the car. It will brake to a halt effectively, so if you pick a speed, say 60 miles an hour, the car in front is also doing just a 60 or above. If it slows, it will slow you down and completely to a halt, in fact. Car also has lane departure, so there is an element of self-steering as well, as the car tracks down the road monitoring the vehicle in front, and you sort of drift towards the left or right hand side of the white lines. The car will sort of nudge back in. It does require your hand to be on the steering wheel at all times for that function to help you. The moment you take it off, it will disable the system completely. The car also has a blind spot monitoring system. If you can see on the mirror, very faint, but there's a triangle there, and that will basically glow yellow and alert you on either side of the car to where the vehicle may be behind you. That could be anything from a push bike all the way up to a lorry. So coming across, we have a large tablet design for our infotainment. This is showing a radio currently at the moment, but of course it has other functions including navigation, and again this is all controlled from a controller below, again common to most Mazda vehicles these days. Again, UK and European wide mapping. Okay, and then coming back out into audio, so you've got radio, but also you'll be able to go into other functions, including, but not exclusive to, these functions here. So digital radio, FM radio, Bluetooth, and if you plug your correct device in, you'll have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Again, giving you the ability to use the mapping from your phone, direct access to your media sources, so things like Spotify or Amazon Music. So a really nice thing. If we go into reverse, you'll see the camera pop up. Now there is obviously the rear view in this instance, but there's a surround view just here. So again, that can be viewed, so you can choose to have the back of the car in a wider scope. You can choose to see 2 different levels there. Okay, and of course the surround view. Coming down, we have a separate screen. This is just purely for your climate control. So again, rather than burying it into a tablet, the climate control is a tablet itself. Again, easy to use, quick access buttons running around the side here. Coming down, as I mentioned before, you've got the controller to activate the tablet above. Car's got electronic parking brake, but it's also got an auto hold function, which when you're, again, using the adaptive cruise or just coming up to traffic and you come to a halt, the car will automatically engage its handbrake, and all you do is just tap the throttle lightly and it releases. Coming round, we have a cloth and leatherette finish on there with a nice white pipe and a white stitch running through it, and that complements the back as well. And again, being a demonstration car, this is nice, clean, tidy, as you'd imagine. We have a bit more detail around the sort of fabric finish, which runs again in the middle of the car's doors. Coming on to this sort of faux stitch running through the dash, again nice design, bit of chrome there looking good, and that complements the chrome running through the rest of the car. Now also we have cork. The cork in here is designed around an ethos, which is when Mazda were first created back in 1924, so almost 100 years old this year. They were a cork company, so this is just taking a little bit of history, bringing it back into our car. Of course, it's a natural material. We're not chopping trees down. We're not going with synthetic plastics. Obviously, plastic is for life. So yeah, a bit of cork and something nice and tactile to touch as well, and easy to grip. Coming back round with more storage in the glove box, and there's cup holders, and of course bottle moulded pockets on each driver and passenger door. The car also has a sunroof, so there is a covered blind which you can pull over. It does two functions. It either tilts, which just pops it up an inch, or it actually closes open completely, and again letting a bit of air and light into the car, meaning you don't necessarily have to use the air conditioning, because of course AC takes some mileage from the range, as does heating. So again, once you run an electric car, you appreciate there are little wins where you can use other things, like a heated steering wheel this car has. That's up on the tablet here, just where there's a picture of a wheel. You've also got heated seats for the front driver and passenger, and that's through 3 different stages. So it aspires to making itself as efficient as possible. They claim around 124 miles optimum in these cars. Again, people that are buying into these have two options. Their mileage and journeys are conducive to running a car with 124 miles maximum, or indeed there is a rotary engined hybrid version of our car called an REV, but we'll save that one for another day. So this car will fully represent a brand new vehicle. Mazda is heavily promoting our MX-30 at the moment, therefore there are lots and lots of deals to purchase the car. This would be both types, the REV and the BEV. There are the contributions currently. This is at the time of filming, which is May 2024, and there are also some really good offers on funding. So please come back to us if you're interested in this car or similar. You can book a test drive, of course, in our demonstrating car, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks for reviewing.